This is Chris B. This is Chris B, and you're watching the Chris B Show. And today is going to be very such a touching video to touch on, because normally I want to touch on stuff like this because I feel like it gets to a point where people's going to argue with you, is going to debate you, are going to say some things to call you out. I mean, I don't care what people got to say at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, bruh, y'all can't judge. Y'all don't have that power and authority to judge me, because because y'all just as humans as me, and y'all make the same mistakes as I do, and nobody on this earth is perfect and stuff like that. But you can judge me based on my character and on how the things that I articulate my words are really trying to find on how I articulate my words to make it sound like I'm sounding like I'm ignorant and stupid and all that, when really I could sound, for those that think that I sound so ignorant and all that with the way I talk and speak and how the way I sound, hearing myself sound. For those that thinks that, I'm sorry that y'all feel that way. But sometimes at the end of the day, you also as a man gotta admit that you sorry and all that, and forgive those people that feel that way about you, that call you ignorant and all that. And also, if you don't like this video about what I'm gonna say, I forgive y'all already. I love y'all. But sometimes you also gotta respect somebody's opinion and what they feel. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I'm gonna go ahead and speak on this touchy topic. So last year, I said F the Nation of Islam, and what do I still what do I still feel to this day about the Nation of Islam of 2024 and the whole Minister Louis Farrakhan. And Elijah Muhammad. Honestly, I respect what Elijah Muhammad. Nah, scratch that. I love the way Elijah Muhammad was such a great leader and all this. But however, the way he was a great leader, he in the way, he misled people with his teachings and stuff. I appreciate how the way he got Malcolm X out of, he was Malcolm Little at the time. I appreciate he got Malcolm X out of prison, formerly known as Malcolm Little, for changing his ways as this pimp/drug dealer sleeping with white women and all that. I appreciate what Elijah Muhammad did with Malcolm X. But at the same time, Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, wasn't a good man. Everything that he was teaching, the person, his character, was hypocrisy of somebody that's supposed to be a good man, but when he was alive, But really, he wasn't a good man. He fathered lots of multiple wives. When God teaches us of his words is to have one wife, not to commit infidelities, not to commit adulteries and all this, and for one, to not ever sleep with underage women, not women, underage girls, because that is wrong. It's a sin. Elijah Muhammad was a pedophile, and that's one of the reasons why Malcolm X got killed. One of the reasons why I feel that Elijah Muhammad used Malcolm X. He used Malcolm X to get famous and to have him have so much power of a voice when Malcolm X was teaching the people, that he used Malcolm X just so he could stay relevant and make the Nation of Islam more relevant so it could be on top. And not only that, I feel like he didn't care for Malcolm X. He didn't even love Malcolm X. And it goes to show you how much of a bad person Elijah Muhammad was, because for one, you already to the media, and the media at that time, you already looked at as a pedophile, as an adulterer, and not only that, somebody that you use Malcolm X, and you silence him for 90 days after what he just said, after what he said about John F. Kennedy or some ish like that. Based on his opinions, you silence him for 90 days. And not only that, you promised Malcolm X and his family to that they was going to get a great house and they was going to be living in a stable, great environment home. But he's living in a dump and stuff like that. The Nation of Islam didn't give a damn about Malcolm X. They really didn't. They bombed his house. Nation of Islam was working for the government. The government used the Nation of Islam to assassinate Malcolm X and all that. And also, as soon as Malcolm X opened, let me tell y'all this. Malcolm X didn't die because he had so much power and he was a powerful man. Malcolm X died of the ignorance of the betrayal of the Nation of Islam that was working with the government to get rid of Malcolm X. Yes, the government is run by the white man. The freaking government seemed to couldn't did it alone to kill Malcolm X. So they used the people that was in the Nation of Islam as the scapegoat for them to work together with them to infiltrate, to get more closer to Malcolm X so they could kill him. That's what as soon as Malcolm X opened his eyes, that's when he quit. And there was certain words that Malcolm X was preaching. The truth is what led to his demise too. Is what also got him killed. What Malcolm X was saying. And the Nation of Islam seemed to not like that because they knew all the things that Malcolm X was exposing is what got Malcolm X killed. And Nation of Islam didn't take that. As soon as Malcolm X opened his eyes, Malcolm X was a puppet to Elijah Muhammad. until he opened his eyes and realized how much of a snake Elijah Muhammad was. It's a chance possibility. I'm not going to put the blame on Louis Farrakhan because he claims that he was in Boston teaching when Malcolm X got killed. But if I don't remember correctly, Boston isn't too far from the state of New York, New York City, where Malcolm, I think in Harlem, where Malcolm X got assassinated, where Malcolm X got killed. So therefore, he may have was teaching in Boston, but at the same time, he could have been strongly involved and had somebody to have Malcolm X killed in that ballroom. We all know who killed Malcolm X. We all knew it was some black folks from the Nation of Islam that got him killed. They was freaking there in the ballroom. One of them got their butt kicked, got their ass whooped while he was getting kicked out. Some of them was easy to got blent once they shot Malcolm X 16 times on the stage. It was obviously who was the assailants in the freaking ballroom. They was freaking there. They didn't even cover their face. They was there. So yeah, his phones was tapped. His family was in danger. His house got bombed. That was all the Nation of Islam's. The Nation of Islam working with the government that was doing all that. That was calling him, he was a dead Nigger. For those that thinks that they calling me ignorant, I don't know a dang on thing, do your research. Read the book. Read the freaking books. And not only that, open your freaking eyes and your mind. Because this all goes back to the 12 disciples of Jesus. And it be your own freaking people that will betray you. Judah betrayed Jesus for some piece of gold and had Jesus crucified because Judah sold him out. Not only that, y'all, Fred Hampton, the leader of the Black Panthers in Chicago, was killed by a betrayal that looked just like him. William O'Neal, Wild Bill. Why you think he committed suicide just like Judah did when he felt bad for betraying Jesus? The same way William O'Neal felt bad for betraying Fred Hampton and spiked his drink and drugged him and allowed the police, working with the government too, I believe, what's his name? Who was that? I forgot his name. It was... Hold on, y'all. I'm letting the video run. Who was that dude that white dude that was corrupt? That wanted that shut down the Black Panthers. Hold on. It was not Bill O'Connor. It was... Hold on. I'm looking it up right now. He was a corrupt white government dude. Director. Yeah. J. Edgar Hoover. J. Edgar Hoover was that corrupt white dude that saw how the Black Panthers had the power, that was doing something positive in the hoods, in the poverties of the hoods and all that. They was trying to create free programs for the kids and all that. Free programs, teach people how to do self-defense with the guns, know how to guns, trying to learn how to protect the communities, because the cops was not protecting the servants in the hood. So they created the Black Panthers to protect the hoods, while the police wasn't doing jack-ish in the hoods. That's how the Black Panther was made. But J. Edgar Hoover was the head director of the FBI, and he was trying his high mighty power to shut the Black Panthers down, just because they was doing something positive in the hood. So, and they don't want us black folks to do something good and get together as one. They want us to kill each other. They want us to create this black on black crime, and they want us to turn on each other. That's the main reason why there was drugs coming into our hood, and people got hooked on drugs to a point where we turned on each other. The government put that drugs for us to be crackheads and all of that. Crackheads, fentanyl heads, coke heads and all that, selling dope, pimps and all that. That's how the hood became negative, because of the government negative behavior is what became our downfall, and what made us turn on each other. That's what all the black on black crimes and all that, and all the gangs start turning on each other happened. So Malcolm X was killed because of the Nation of Islam wrongdoings, and they turned on him once he even left the Nation of Islam and did his own thing and created his own organization as under the name Malik something. Then he went to Egypt and started opening his eyes and started to realize that not every race are devils. So that's why Malcolm X was killed. I don't hate the Nation of Islam. I don't hate Louis Farrakhan. I don't. I just don't like how the way they killed a good man. Scratch that. I didn't like how they killed a great man. Malcolm X was. Malcolm X was a great father, a great man, a great husband, a great leader. Somebody that turned his life around for the better. Someone who stood for the people any means necessary. He was a better man than Martin Luther King Jr. and Elijah Muhammad put together. But y'all killed this man for no reason. Malcolm X was something special in our hearts, and he stood something special to this very day. And I feel like he deserved a freaking holiday just as much as Martin Luther King does. Nobody don't give Malcolm X enough credit or celebrate him much. But we so much celebrate Martin Luther King Day, which is freaking sad. Malcolm X did not deserve to have his life cut short. He really didn't. So, all I gotta say is, in the Bible it says, love thy enemy. So, Elijah Muhammad, I forgive you, even though you was a sick of a man. Louis Farrakhan, I forgive you, you still alive, but it's still questionable that it's still a possibility that you had something to do with Malcolm X. Why you think it was a bounty on his head and it was an attempt by one of Malcolm X's daughters got almost killed him? There's a reason why Malcolm X's daughter was going to kill Louis Farrakhan. But y'all don't want to go read and do your research and all that. We all know the truth. I'm not going to say I was there. I was born in 1997. I wasn't there. All I know is that due to history and times, there's always somebody in your circle, especially somebody that looks just like you, that envies you, jealous of you. Things will get easily offended by things that you do not like. It's out there to kill you. And Malcolm X was killed by his own people that looks just like him. So the nation accepted. This is not even an opinion. It's a fact. It's right in your freaking face if you see the truth and open your freaking eyes. Malcolm X was not only just killed by the government. He was killed by the black folks too. His own people that betrayed him. That was associated with the nation of freaking Islam. Good night. Y'all have a good Happy New Year. Y'all have a good night. God bless y'all and peace. And I still stand with Malcolm X and peace. One love. And Betty X and his daughters that's still alive to this day. Peace. Power to the people. The struggle continues. And I still stand for Brother Malcolm X. Peace.